Patriots. Here's the punter, Jake Bailey, ready to do the honors. And off we go from Tampa. From the 6. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Bucks take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
You better be afraid of me. Let's go up. No, 66. Hey, let's calm down. Hey, let's go. Let's calm the practice. Yeah. You don't want none. Hey, 66.
Working from the gun, it's Brady. He completes it to Evans. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Three bud. Shadow! Mike 51. We ain't giving up nothing today.
Snap comes at 1, and it's Brady. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again. Brady. He finds his tight end Howard. That's complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dante Hightower coming in for the sack from his linebacker spot. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Throwing now is Brady. Over the middle to Evans. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
A gain of 12 yards. It's now 3rd down, and
here's Brady. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. No doubt, a very disappointing end to what was a pretty strong opening drive.
They had 3 points in their back pocket. It was there for them. If you don't like what you see, just throw it away. Make sure you get those points on the board. Don't get too greedy. He forced it there. You saw the end result.
Cam going to bring the Patriots up now, 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Sony Michel, his first carry. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Ball carrier.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
From the 41, Newton. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
3rd and long. It's Newton. He's going to, and that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Demir Berg, 66 yards. And the Pats have taken the early lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded inside the 5. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10.
54's Mike.
Throwing again. Brady. Open man is Howard, the tight end. Brady 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Brady now to throw. He finds Howard complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
It's 4th down.
That's the reason we ball for. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Patriots 7, Buccaneers nothing.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Come on, TV, come on. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 51. You run. Rim. Mike 51. Hey, it's coming out.
They do go for it. It's Brady. It's caught. Jones. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. 1st down on a pickup of 11.
45-yard line.
The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
6 down. Check 6. 50.
Brady gives this one off to Jones. And he'll take it across the 50 and into New England territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
54's Mike. Check.
From just shy of midfield, Brady. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Check it. Kill.
On first down, Jones. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
At the 34-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4, Mike's by 4. Let's go deep.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Brady. That's caught by Howard.
Brady's pass.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost as bread and butter as a good running back dive play.
So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Tight is right. 4 down, check. 4 down. 50. Hey, check it.
Brady going to throw. This into the hands of his running back, Ronald Jones. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26.
1st and 10.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Here we go. 51 the mic, boy. 51.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
There we go. Alabama.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. Throwing on first down is Brady. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And they'll get him down right about the 20. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run it and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Wait, 20. Regular. Hey, let's go. We got it. 51 the mic. Let's go, Heavy. Let me what you got. What you got, Heavy? Give her.
Brady. This is caught. Gronkowski. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Tom Brady to his old Patriot pal, Rob Gronkowski. And the Buccaneers are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a first down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the first down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2. They'll try and run it with McCoy. And he'll get in. And they take an 8-7 lead. Well, they got down 7-zip. They said, we'll go for 2, one up you, and they take the lead.
How about that for a little risk-reward, right? If you don't get it, you're only down a point. Let's go ahead and make a statement in this ball game, and that's exactly what they did.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. Under a minute to play here in the half. Time for a late drive.
It makes sense when you think about it. Hey, try and get a field goal. Give yourself a lead going into the half. But if you're going to do this, you better have supreme trust in your quarterback. Supreme trust in the guy's going to handle the football. Because if you turn it over here, not only do you go in down at the half, you've given the momentum squarely to your opponent.
The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. from the gun. Here's Newton. He's going to look deep for Edelman. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
A final shot before the break. Newton. And got his man complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway. And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
First and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
To throw is Newton. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel, looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Michel. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off, and try and chip someone at the second level.
And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
6 yards.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michel. And he's over the line and into the end zone for a Patriot score.
Touchdown.
A 3-yard touchdown run. And once again, the Patriots are back out in front. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that he made the right decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
And that is caught for the 2 points. And, of course, on the two-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Now Brady. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. They're going to try and throw. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. So he actually goes back about 9 yards on the return, but the interception is clean, and they have the pigskin, and they take over.
Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. But Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington this week, and they are 2-0.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Demir Bird. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Patriots add 6 to their lead. Now Folk for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14.
Makes the score Patriots 22, Buccaneers 8.
Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. From the 6. Oh, good return up past the 30. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate. At home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. Then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia?
And Brady going to be intercepted a third.